Welcome to Pull the Pin Already War Room Edition. We claim to not speak for other veterans, so we decided to provide a place to bring them all on and speak for themselves. So with us tonight, we got Nate and Brian.
How y'all doing today?
Good.
Nice. All right, well, you guys know how this works, right? We surf the internet for some topics, some headlines, some things that people are seeing and getting out there in the media. Regardless of what source they come from, we're going to give you guys an opportunity to talk about them. We'll bring them up one at a time and we'll take our turns, and we'll just go around the horn here since there's going to be only three of us tonight. We'll go around the horn, start with Nate and then Brian, and then I'll chime in at the end there. So first one we're going to bring up is thousands of service members saying no to COVID-19 vaccines.
Don't blame them.
Yeah.
You know what? It's not mandatory right now. If they have the opportunity to say no, they can say no. Good for them. I mean, it's not an approved.
Oh, Nate, come on, man.
I think my kid's school's canceled tomorrow. It's not an approved vaccine right now, so they don't have to take it. They don't have to take it. I mean, once it's approved and the military can make it mandatory, then they can make it mandatory. But as of right now, it's just an emergency vaccine right now that hasn't been exactly proven to do anything yet. So I'm fine with them not having to go take it.
What was the headline again?
Thousand service members saying no to COVID-19 vaccine.
So what's the big deal? I mean, the people that we need to worry about are the people that are over 65. You know what I mean? The people that are, those are all the people we need to give it to. I forgot what country it was, but they gave you lower the rate so low by targeting those people. So we just need to knock those people out. So that's fine. If they don't want to do it, fine. If they never want to do it, fine. But at least these old people that are scared, and even if it's a psychological thing for them, let's just get them done. Who cares? Who cares? You have a right to. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, give it to the rescue group. The military is supposed to be all healthy and in shape. They shouldn't need it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think one of the factors that they mentioned was that we don't normally get a chance to say no to vaccines or anything like that. So for the first time, they're actually allowing military to choose. Lots of them are saying no.
Well, they have to allow them to choose because it's not an approved FDA vaccine yet. It's essentially everybody getting right now is still a test dummy, essentially.
Right.
And plus, they want to get that. They want to get that SIQ for a week, sick in quarters. You know what I mean? And maybe they'll probably quarantine them for like 2 weeks, and they're like, "Hell no, I want to get that shit."
Right. Do you think this is something that should be normal? Should we be able to choose regardless, or?
No, I don't think
I mean, you volunteer. I don't. 18-year-olds, I think, joining the military don't understand what you're volunteering for in the first place. I mean, you're volunteering to join, but you don't know you're volunteering for any vaccination you want to stick in you. They don't know you're volunteering for fire guard every night. So I think prior military, you should have a choice if you want to get the vaccine or not. But the military doesn't allow that because you have voluntarily joined the military, so they voluntarily tell you you're getting this vaccine. Yeah,
I've been stuck with so many damn needles of stuff. I have no idea what it is. Who knows how it's affected me today?
And that's why, since you said that, I think that's why the case is so low in the military, because we have so much stuff already in us. It's probably already fighting this COVID off of us anyway.
Right. Yeah, we're not human as it is. All right, you guys want to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Los Angeles schools defund police for climate coaches. First, Nate, can you imagine where that came from?
CNN. Is that right?
You must subscribe. I don't know exactly, but it was definitely on that side.
What's a climate coach? Like climate weather or
a climate coach? I have no idea. I didn't read the article.
What climate are they coaching?
Maybe the emotional climates. I don't know.
All I know is you see Minneapolis now scrubbing the right idea to defund the police, and they're trying to hire police now since they dropped a ton of their police force. So this probably won't work out for LA either.
What do you think, Bri?
I don't know. Clickbait, man. I don't know what the hell that means, bro. Climate.
You're for climate. Come on, Brian.
What would a climate coach look like, Brian?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody coaches
somebody
rain
commit-
dances or something. Yeah.
Right. Somebody commits a crime and they walk up, "Hey, buddy, you look a little under the weather." I don't know. Just knowing that somebody posted that, just I don't know.
Are you sunny or partly sunny today?
Let's change your mood. Can we turn up the temperature a little bit?
Oh my God.
But I did want to say, Nate, you're actually, I saw that meme. I guess it was a meme. I love memes now, where they posted all the articles about defunding the police. You seen it?
Arrows? Yeah.
Yeah, and it just led right to them hiring all the police now. And let's be real. Let's ask a legitimate question. What kind of policemen are they going to be to hire right now? You think it's going to be highly qualified, eager to police the world people?
You see, the problem is definitely not in that city, but even in generally good cities, because of the name the media has given police officers nowadays, even they're having problems hiring police officers.
Dude, I've heard some. Never mind. But the LA PD, I mean, they're not always hiring the cream of the crop, anyways. You know what I mean? Like LAPD, like it is a tough. LA County is like ridiculous. Nobody wants to work there anyway.
Right. Well, most of these big cities, I'll tell you, me and Mike talked about this before. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Mike, who again is stuck in Texas turmoil, I guess you call it. But me and Mike talked about this. The reason police get a bad rap is because in major cities, it's a lot harder to track the individual police officer because there's so many of them. So corruption runs rampant in those departments. So that's why when people are angry with police, it's usually the major cities what they're drawing their opinion from, and they're discarding the rest of the country, small town and those other police, because it's less likely to have those corrupt police. Not that it's not possible, but corruption's a lot easier in major cities. So
yeah, I think so.
All right.
Too. You said there's a lot of them, but there's also a lot of supervisors in those big cities too. So the blame lies somewhere with somebody hiring these. Maybe they sneak through the cracks. I don't know. I mean, just like it said, everybody, there's bad doctors, there's bad lawyers, there's bad soldiers, but for some reason, it's only police that are being focused on right now.
Right now.
But they don't have a problem now.
shift.
They're having climate coaches now, so they're good.
Until they start attacking the climate coaches.
Coach out there. Maybe we need to get Mike a climate coach out there. And,
That's a good idea. Somewhere over there. Yeah, he's somewhere over there. I don't know now. Matter of fact, he's probably building an igloo.
You know, the energy part. Energy. I guess Texas was giving them so much crap about their energy. You know, in California, look at them now with their rolling blackouts and one little freezing weather thing.
Well, that's still obviously debate too, because now they're talking about whether it was the windmills or not, and each side are bringing their own little sets of facts to disprove each other. It's crazy.
This is off LA topic, obviously, but supposedly Texas has their own power grid. That's why they failed. I don't know if that's
Who did?
Well, I just saw something about
like East Coast has a power grid, the West Coast has a power grid, but Texas has their own power grid, and that's why it failed, because they were supposedly self-contained. But this might be another topic we have.
Yeah, and they also said something about like they weren't ready for it. Isn't it's like a free market, so when there's over surges, they just kind of let the market do it. But so they weren't ready for any kind of big surge at all.
So yeah, the Texas power grid needs a climate coach.
Right, they need a climate coach. But the good news is there is a part of Texas that was hardly affected by this because of something to do with the way they were handling it. I just saw that today. I don't remember which one, but if you really care, you can go look it up. It's obviously not where Mike is, otherwise he'd be here. So, all right, we'll go on to the next one. Next one. 30 Taliban militants killed during bomb-making class in mosque when bomb accidentally explodes.
Oops.
You got this one, Nate.
I mean, accidents happen. Prayers and thoughts. That's all I have. That's all I have. Go ahead, Brian.
How about you, Brian? Has this ever happened in any of the classes you've been in?
No, I got two words. Allah Akbar. God is good, my friend.
Oh, how poetic! I don't know what to add to that. That's 30. That's it. I mean, you're training 30 people. You know, why couldn't this be a bigger class?
Was OSHA notified? I don't know if OSHA had guidelines over there, but they probably didn't follow the guidelines.
Was that the safety corpsman too, or no? Or did
they only had 30. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian.
No.
They only had 30 allowed because of COVID, so they couldn't have a bigger class.
You know, I'm thinking they need a climate coach as well.
I'm still over there.
Well, not anymore. They don't, but for future trainings. All right, let's move on here. Speaking of COVID, Biden COVID advisor says Christmas is a reasonable timeline for getting back to normal.
Christmas.
What do you think of that?
Christmas of what? I mean, I'm about
which year? Yeah,
this year. 14 days to flatten the curve. So, Merry Christmas.
Wow, Christmas. Be a nice present, right?
Didn't he just say he'll have 300 million vaccines by April? Why Christmas?
Well, this is an advisor, so I don't know if Joe himself, Big Joe, is speaking, or the advisor speaking for him, or we have to circle back for a different answer. But yeah, there you got it. That's the headline.
I'll have to circle back to you.
So what do you think, Brian? We got a promising gift ahead for us for Christmas?
What's that?
Do we have a promising gift ahead of us for next Christmas?
Promising gift? I don't know.
Yeah, back to normal.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what the headline said? Back to normal?
It says, for getting back to normal. You guys are kind of slow. I can leave it up there for you.
Yeah, you should leave it up there while we discuss it so we can refer back to it.
Yeah, dude.
Sure. I forgot who we're dealing with here. I thought they might want to see your name tags, which disappear when I put that up. So they'll remember your names. They'll forget the question. Good point. Let's move on. What do you got? You need to reread it?
No.
Next question.
More than
Next
once,
topic.
probably.
All right. We'll go to the next one. Biden claims we didn't have a COVID vaccine when he took office.
Next topic.
Yeah, no shit.
Wasn't vaccine being administered before he even took the oath?
They have pictures of him getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
You're right. He did get the vaccine before he became president.
I mean, listen, in his defense, man, when somebody's listening to every word you say some dumb shit sometimes. You know what I mean? We all do. That was one of those that slipped. You're like,
one of those that slipped.
Have a lot of COVID vaccines when he took office.
Yeah, maybe he meant we didn't have a working COVID vaccine. Or maybe we didn't have an alternate. Yeah, he probably left out a word. I think you're right.
Yeah, he probably left out something there.
Yeah, do you get all your headlines from one source, or you do get multiple sources? Because these headlines this week are from one source, it looks like.
No, I'm not, brother. I'm pulling them from all over, man. I'm pulling them from all over. Well, all right, then in this case, we can go to, this is our final one. So this one will go right back to where we were in Texas. While you're freezing in your Texas home, Senator Ted Cruz took off for Cancun. Really?
Okay,
what do you think, Nate?
I just
go ahead, Brian.
Oh, you got it, Brian? Go ahead.
And my first thing that I think of, and my wife said the same thing, is, well, maybe he had the planned trip. You know what I mean? It was a planned trip. He's already had it planned. Maybe it was already on the books. But at the same time, it's like, if you're like that important, aren't you supposed to be trying to figure this shit out? Or does he not have any power to do anything? I don't know.
That's my question. You guys. He's not the governor of the state. He's only a senator. The governor runs the state, right? The governor's still there. The senator doesn't run the state. What power does the senator have of the state? He just represents the people up on the hill. So,
right.
I mean, I'm not that deep in politics. I don't know what type of pool a senator actually has at his home state when he's not at the hill.
Nothing. He's not in office. They're not convening. There's nothing.
Well, they're not, but they still work issues in their home state. They're still working. Sure, but
he could go write a bill. He can go write a bill and submit it to nobody because everybody else is in Cancun.
Right, probably. So exactly. So he's a senator. What's he supposed to do at home in the ice? Can he bring the power back up? No, that's the governor's job to do all that stuff, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be camping in his front yard with his children, being miserable like everybody else.
Because he has the electricity, so he can work. If you stayed in Texas, he had the electricity, so he couldn't work.
Good point.
Yeah. I say, you know, I get the angle. I mean, the optics are bad. I mean, just because obviously you're representative in Texas, you should kind of be going through it with them. You know, that's kind of what leadership would say. You know, but I also say it's not like nobody else can go to Cancun. It's not like they're saying you can't leave your house, you can't go to a restaurant, and that's what I do. You can literally go to Cancun too. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Mike's in Cancun right now.
If he was in Cancun, he better be on this show right now.
If you were in Cancun, would you be on the show?
Probably not. If I was in Cancun, I wouldn't know what day it is right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, it looks bad being representative of your state. You're not in your state. But you don't run your state. Your governor runs your state. So is every other congressman in Texas right now, too, fighting the Texas storm?
Right. They have different vacations planned.
Probably.
Well, I mean, there was some talk, like he's still a senator, he's still a politician, he's still got some power. He could be doing things, you know, he could pull in some strings, running to get electricity, generators, feeding people, you know, so there's still ways he can help. And I do understand he did turn around and come back. So it's not like he's not doing it, but maybe a little too late. You know, they're still going to jump on it.
How is he too late? Biden just approved federal aid for down there 4 days later. So that ain't no different than Ted Cruz coming back 4 days later.
Well, the title's not about Biden.
Oh, not bad.
The headline's about Ted Cruz.
Oh. Quick Google search the Biden approves federal aid for Texas and pull that one up real quick for us to talk about.
No, they probably taken out of context too. He probably meant to do it 4 days ago.
But forgot.
It was on a sticky note in his office somewhere.
No, he probably signed one of those orders 2 weeks ago for it to happen.
Yeah. Where did I leave those sticky notes? Like, yeah. Well, that was the last of our question, but we got a little bit of time. If you guys want to open up to something else that you read or saw today, or something that's, you know, just irking you?
Well, we were talking earlier. I was getting my thought idea was to talk about Texas and why it's so bad down there right now. And like I just said earlier, supposedly they have their own power grid, and that's why they're all messed up. So I don't know who or what got the power grid approved and who runs it, but obviously it's not working that well.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That same storm just rolled through the East Coast right now, and I got lights. I'm talking to you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not ready for it. I mean, it's so funny though, because you don't realize, like, something minor like that, you think that, oh, just a little cold weather, it totally jacks everything up. But the funniest part was I was watching the news with the wife at dinner, and I'm watching this lady pulls up in the car and they're interviewing her. Oh, this is way worse. And I'm like, oh my God. She's like, this is worse than Harvey. And Harvey, we lost everything. I'm like, oh my God, this is worse than Harvey. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you said you lost everything and you're sitting in the car and you're like, this is worse. I'm like, that is just a mental, like, I'm just like, I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean?
But I remember when I was stationed there. I don't know if you were there yet or gone already, Jim, but it was either 98 or 98. I don't know. We had an ice storm down there, and literally the whole state shut down for like a couple days.
Oh, I remember the hail, the little hail ball, the marbles of hail.
I just remember it totally shut the whole state down.
Well, so let's talk, like, the power grid thing makes sense. So here's my question. This is my question. So Texas has its own power grid, right? So who knows about how Texas power is working?
The people that run
Texas? Texas knows what's causing their power outages, right? So why is the whole world commenting on it like they all know what's the cause of this?
Well, because they're all experts on whatever happens.
Right. I mean, but it doesn't make sense. So you see the wind turbines are frozen, and then they talk about some of the natural gas pipes freezing, and then they talk about, well, who would we ask about Texas's grid? Because it's their own grid.
But why is it like Nate just said? Why anywhere else can a storm run through and not happen? That's
What
the
do you
question.
mean? What do you mean not happen?
I mean, the same storm can hit somewhere else and not have that kind of impact.
Yeah, for some reason, our grids are set up different in Texas. Obviously, Texas doesn't have this as nearly as much as we do. I'm on the Northeast coast, so I have it more than you guys do down where you're at. But still, I'm not an electrician. I'm not a power grid expert, but I would think ours are built differently than what Texas assumed they could have built because they don't expect to get this type of weather down there.
Right. They talked about defrosting things that Texas didn't take the option for because they didn't need it. Joke's on you. But seriously, what I'm saying, Brian, is it's not that they're above criticism. I mean, anybody can criticize what they're doing and what they didn't do. Anybody can do that because, in fact, that's what they should be doing themselves. Say, how did this happen? How did we let this happen? My point is how does anybody weigh in on what's going on when they're not even there? They don't even have they're not tied into the grid. So how do they know?
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying. Like, that's the whole point of news, is to talk up shit about somebody or something, and for people to read it. That's the whole point.
To me.
You know what I mean? And this they're talking shit because,
doctors.
Okay, from that standpoint, I get it.
But no, remember we were talking about this. We were talking shit on how California and how they got the they're having the rolling blackouts in California. Remember, you're like, oh man, it's because they're trying to go to solar too quickly, right? And then look at Texas, like the most conservative state, like, you know what I mean? Totally against all that. And look at them; they're having the same problems.
But that's what I'm saying. Texas is reporting it's because their solar stuff is kicked out. But yet everybody else is saying, oh, that's not true. That's not. People don't even live in Texas are saying it's not true.
Well, I'm just saying it's funny. That's the perfect excuse, though. You know, if you're blaming the West Coast, like, oh, it's all the energy is, you know what I mean, they're going to renewable energies, but I don't know. We'll see the real truth of it. Yeah,
I guess that would be my question: is where do you get the truth?
You won't.
I don't really give a shit. How about that?
Well, I think a lot of people in Texas do.
Well, since we're on the true story, here's another headline. I don't know if headline or not.
What's that?
What about Como in New York? Is the truth ever going to come out? Now get the FBI and someone else investigating him right now.
For what?
For putting all those COVID people in nursing homes and killing a whole bunch of more people.
Yeah, they hid the numbers. They blatantly said they didn't want to give the numbers because the Trump administration would use it against them. So they admitted they lied about the numbers. And yet all these morons are still going around, well, this and this and this and stop, dude. They just admitted they lied. Like, come on.
How much of the truth are we actually going to get out of that story?
But any story, like they literally admitted they'd lie to keep the information from being used against them. And yet people are using this information they're using or saying as evidence. Like, when can you stop and realize that you are being lied to? And it's not just a Democratic thing. Clearly, we say that all the time. It'd be the Republicans lying to you if it was their turn. But people got to wake up, man. Got to wake up.
I don't think the majority of people. Go ahead, Nate.
The D's and the R's have got too much power. So you're either going to be one side or you're going to believe the other side. There's no middle ground for us to jump on with. I mean, there is, but they don't have the money for us to jump on with them. And if I vote for them, they ain't gonna win.
Right. Mike James for president. So I got another.
You gotta get power back first.
Yeah, right. You can't campaign without power or money. I'll commit $5. For the power, not the election. Just kidding, Mike, got you back. So there was another article I didn't bring up that I thought was pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys saw that Facebook completely blocked the entire country of Australia.
And then ended up blocking themselves.
Who did?
Facebook, for whatever algorithm they ran, it ended up blocking themselves for certain stuff.
Oh, really?
That's what I saw. I don't know if it's true or not. That's one of the headlines I saw today, though. Like, I see a lot of headlines, but I don't go in and read the actual articles. So,
and that's the problem, though. Yeah. A lot of people don't read it, and if they did read it, they'd realize that the article or the headline was disproved either in the first paragraph or the last paragraph. Yeah. So it's all clickbait, like Brian said. It's all clickbait.
I ain't got enough time to read clickbait.
And that's what they're banking on. They're hoping that you don't. That's why good people on both sides works. That's why Trump's a racist, Orange Man. That's why it all works. Because nobody's got time to look for the answers.
You know who usually doesn't lie to me are sports reporters. They usually tell me the exact score of the game, and I know who won. I mean,
before it was over?
Sometimes.
Now they don't even talk about the scores. They talk about the injustices.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
that was one for you.
What's that?
Did you see what Dave Chappelle had to say? Oh, gotta go watch it. He's talking about how he was talking about how people were giving shit to Kaepernick about kneeling during the flag, and he was talking about how they're using the American flag as a weapon and like going through the, you know what I mean, through the whatever the hell the Capitol. But he was all furious about it. I don't agree with a lot of his political stuff, man. He's way out there. I don't know if you've heard him, but I don't agree with him at all. But he was talking mad smack on it.
Some of his social justice concerns were kind of okay, resonating, like, okay, he sounds like he's all for, but the politics stuff it's just the same as picking a side and just sticking with your side.
I saw some Twitter things talk about social injustice, that it was racist that Tom Brady won the Super Bowl during Black History Month.
Right, he was supposed to lose it so that the black quarterback could win.
Right, then it'd be
how inconsiderate.
Did you see that headline too?
Yeah, I saw something about that. So forget about all the other players on Tom Brady's team. Yeah, forget them.
That's not for real.
That's for real. People are on Twitter saying that it's racist that Tom Brady won the Super Bowl because he shouldn't win it during Black History Month. Granted, it's your first time during Black History Month winning it, but only this one's racist.
Well, Nate, that's your first problem. You just said Twitter on Twitter. There's no way I'll get on that shit.
On the internet,
I have enough on YouTube.
Yeah. It's on the internet. It's true.
But Twitter's not on the internet. Isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you guys ingest so much information. I YouTube is my only thing, and that's enough. I don't know how people do Facebook and then Twitter and then they follow and then they direct message or whatever, and then it's hilarious. I don't know how people do it.
Well, I only have Facebook, but you can take stuff from Twitter and put it on Facebook. So now you see all of them.
Okay.
Stuff.
Yeah, I tend to, I'm like Nate, so I don't really read the articles. I don't really feel like I have to. I go with, what do they call it, Occam's razor, like the simplest explanation. Like when I see an article or a headline or something, I really don't have to read it to know if it's BS or if it's just not practical, or first of all, you can look at the source and know, okay, chances are they're trying to make somebody look bad. You can look at the way it's written and say they're not reporting facts. This is an opinion. Like, I don't really even need to read it, even if it's something I agree or disagree with. So I think I don't really care. It's just something to talk about.
Some articles are the headlines are written so good, you're like, let me really go see what they're trying to say in this headline.
Right. Well, if it's a topic you're interested in, you might, read it on anyway. But I mean, if you could tell right off the bat what the topic is so biased, then it's going to be like, well, it's not a topic anymore. It's an opinion. Why do I want to read your opinion? Well, I can find my own.
Who's the bias? Just you? It might not be biased to Brian, but I'm just biased to you.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You think it's biased, but Brian doesn't think it's biased.
Well, not if he agrees with it. Right.
So it's not biased to him.
It still could be biased, but
this is just an example, Brian, not truth, okay?
No, that's the truth. That's not his biased opinion. That's the truth.
Right.
Yeah, I read it on the internet.
So therefore it's true. All right, guys, we can wrap it up. We're pushing the 30-minute mark, and we're not going to have any more on here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks, Nate, for coming. Brian, for coming. Hope to see some new guests on here. Some of you guys who've missed the show. Some of you guys get an opportunity. Maybe everyone's in Texas and they don't have internet. But reach out to your veteran friends. Get them on the episodes. Get them on the show. Get them in here. This is a place where you get a voice too. And until the next time we see you, Godspeed.
Pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.